Alright, well, I was told I had 35 minutes because I'm last, but I know I won't take up your time. I was looking for my speedometer over here. Did anyone bike here today? Joni did, Mark did. Well, I biked here from Lincoln Heights, past Chinatown. I made a moment to show that I'm a biker and I don't have a car. Some stats from my speedometer. My maximum speed at one point was 27.5 miles an hour. Let's see. It took me 49 minutes of riding, traveled 12 and a half miles, and my average speed was 15 miles an hour. So those are some stats for you. It's called Two-Wheel Genius. Obviously, you can assume that I'm talking about the good old-fashioned bicycle. So let's get into it. So why not a bike and not a hoverboard or a camel or a car? So there's a lot of benefits to the bicycle and the laser. Slows global warming, zero emissions, puts a big smile on your face. That's definitely a big one for me. Feels like flying. Robin Williams had a quote that he said, the closest thing to flying is riding a bike. Quiet as a mouse, gives you legs of steel. So many positives around biking. I don't know if anyone wants to tell me one negative thing about biking. You can raise your hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whatever. Scientific American in the 1970s did a study, and they found out that the condor is the most efficient animal species in the planet that can travel the furthest without, or with the minimum amount of impact on its body, calories used. You put a man on a bike and he blows the condor out of proportions. Man on a bicycle is way over here in terms of body weight and then cost of transport. So the bicycle is really a fantastic invention that we really need to take a little more seriously in our lives. Steve Jobs was the one who brought me to that graphic. We didn't have a chat about it, but I saw one of his talks about it. And he said, what a computer is to me is it's the most remarkable tool that we've ever come up with. And it's the equivalent of a bicycle for our minds. So all these iPhones in our pockets and this iBook or whatever it is essentially, to Steve Jobs, as powerful as a bicycle is for transportation. So cars versus bikes. Let's talk about some of the science. I feel like this is something that we really overlook when we talk about, hey, you should ride a bike more often. Typical engine, you get gasoline, you put it into the engine, and you go. Let's think about a bike for a second. You're eating food, okay? You're putting it into your body, and it makes forward motion, okay? Tell me another invention that can do that. Maybe ethanol is kind of food, maybe? But food is awesome. It's not just gasoline. It's tasty, it's fun, it's community, it's culture, it's renewable, it's something that we do 3 times a day at least. What an amazing source of energy. And our bodies are amazing too. So let's talk about the percentage of fuel used for motion. You've got the steam engine over here, you've got the car at about 30%, so your basic, or gasoline rather, okay, so the light green one, 20% of the gasoline is actually used for forward motion, maybe the other 80% is being lost in heat and other things. Look at the bicycle. 90% of our energy is being used for forward motion. Let's do it more often, folks. So imagine this, a bicyclist at 20 miles an hour could travel more than 1,350 miles a gallon if there were a liquid fuel with the energy content of gasoline. So essentially you can think that man plus bicycle as a machine gets 1,350 miles per gallon. So why don't people more ride bikes in LA? Let's talk about that. Reason 1 is fear. True? This is the bicycle lane landscape in Los Angeles as of yesterday. Okay? So you've got this kind of like Santa Monica thing going on. And one theme in my talk is that we talk about Los Angeles and the city of Los Angeles, but let's not forget that we all go to Culver City, we all go to Santa Monica, we all go to Beverly Hills generally for work and stuff like that. So this is Los Angeles. not just this and maybe like some of that San Pedro stuff down here. This is LA. So you got Santa Monica is obviously forward thinking. They've got their bike lanes going on. But downtown Los Angeles, not the same story. Spring Street, Main Street, 7th Street, Figueroa Forbit, and a few others. For the first time in history, Los Angeles Street in downtown LA got its first protected bike lane in the year of 2016, at least 15 years behind any other city. But this is the plans of Figueroa Boulevard. Look at that. This is Staples Center right there, LA Live. This is what's coming in the future, so we're excited for that. So you always talk about like, oh, why don't we get more bike lanes? I think policymakers and doctors have had some cocktails and they've come up with the idea that improved human health from increased physical activity far outweighs any additional mortality from crashes and exposure to car exhaust. The equivalent of more than 75 deaths avoided for every one lost. Because basically they're saying that, yeah, some people might get in an accident and die, but the amount of improved impact on society with health improvements and life improvements outweighs the cost of those. So we're like, oh, we don't really concentrate on bicycles. And look at the bicycle crash statistics. 45% of all bike crashes is because people fell off their bicycle. I've had 2 bad crashes in my life and it had nothing to do with a car. 1 minute? Wow, I don't know how that went so fast. And helmets. This is the rate of helmet use, and this is the rate of fatalities. They stayed a constant even though the helmet use went way up. Number 2 is effort. A lot of us have really bad gearing on our bikes, and it makes us hustle a lot. So this is like, imagine your car. It goes ooh, 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 ooh. A lot of our bikes, we kind of that are built and bought in the mainstream bike shops, they kind of end around here. We're not really taught to use a lot of gears that actually use less force. So we're hustling a lot, we're pedaling a lot, and we're not getting as far. So this is like a typical bike that you might find on Craigslist, really small frame, really bad seat, this type of thing. Not good for the roads here in Los Angeles. Here, another really bad setup. And a third one, only 1 gear. Horrendous setup over here. This is an epidemic in Los Angeles that nobody talks about. Bent handlebars. It's equivalent if you're riding a bike. If you're riding a car, I'm seeing stuff like this. It's like there's no regulation in the bicycle industry. We've got there's a correct way to put your seat up to the right height. It's basically like being super cramped in your car. Equivalently, these are the types of things you want to see in your bike: a big crank, a nice seat, nice skinny tires, a solid frame, ergonomic handlebars, nice bar tape, so that the experience is good. Why do we not have a regulatory or energy efficiency standards in bicycling? I'm going to go through this fast. Please, if you give me another minute or two. Biking is still not cool. These are the cool things. This is not cool. My back came here sweaty today. It's just still not cool. Would you like to go on a date with this guy? Probably not. Would you like to go on a date with her? Probably so. And that's my transition to bike share. I'm going to skip through my slides. Bike share is a new concept in the world. Look at the growth since 2006. And we've got 2 bike share systems here in Los Angeles, Santa Monica and downtown LA. Unfortunately, we have a lot of players in the system, so we've got Metro Bike Share, which is going to be expanding to Pasadena, and then you have another company that's doing these venues over here. So it's all confusing, and Culver City still doesn't know what they're doing. They're going to do one or the other. So you've got a system like this where you can park the bike anywhere, and then you have a system like this in downtown LA where you have to use a dock. So that changes your experience. So there's a recommendations about how we build our bike share systems. This is downtown Los Angeles' system right now. Looks really dense, but nothing compared to Paris or New York. Density of stations is a key factor to people using the system, right? This is Paris, this is Los Angeles right now, so we need to get to there. In terms of density of stations and trips per day, we're right down here at the bottom. We definitely want to be above this line, so we have a lot of work to do. So I'm skipping to the last recommendation. The system in Santa Monica, if any of you use it, is called Hulu bikes. They're smart bikes. They have a computer on there, which means that you can park it anywhere. And I think that that solves the last mile solution. We talked about this first mile, last mile. If you're leaving Santa Monica and you want to go home, you can park it anywhere outside your door. So any of these blue spots here is actually a bike that somebody parked right outside their door. The solution to integrating all these different systems that we've now established in LA is to have a seamless payment system. The tap system can talk to this service, which is the docking system, and to this. I really have that's my recommendation for the future. So what are my recommendations overall? The bicycle is one of the man's greatest inventions. Let's just develop more of a regulatory and energy efficiency landscape for bicycles. Bike share is definitely making biking more cool and safe in Los Angeles. And bike share may look kind of messed up right now, but with some agency cooperation, we can make it work. So, thank you.